My child, my beloved, stop what you're doing right now. The sign you've been waiting for has just appeared in the sky, shining brightly just for you. The moment you hear my voice, know that I am with you. It's no accident that you are here today. I led you to this moment. Right now, my angels are entering your home, breaking all the chains that have held you down. I can feel your heart beating strongly, and I want you to understand that the tremor inside you is not fear, but the power I've sent to fill you, confirming that this message is meant just for you. I saw all your quiet tears, the ones you thought no one noticed, your sleepless nights when you cried out to me and felt unheard. I counted every sigh, every moment of doubt, and when the darkness seemed to win over the light. But know this, every prayer, every whisper you sent to me has now returned to you as a powerful answer. I am walking through your home right now, touching the walls, purifying the air, and restoring what the enemy tried to break. The atmosphere around you is changing because my voice has declared a new beginning in your life. This is no random event. Every word you are hearing was written by my hand long before you were born. This meeting, this moment, was planned for you from eternity. I knew you would be here today, receiving the word that will change your life forever. If you feel warmth in your chest, don't fear it. It is the fire of my spirit confirming that the miracle has begun. If you feel something shifting inside you, that's because the pieces of your life are being moved into place by divine hands. Every part of your being is responding to my presence right now. I saw you wake up every day, despite the exhaustion, and now you will see your life change. I saw how you kept going, even when it felt like you had no strength left. I witnessed every tear you shed in silence, every sleepless night when you called out to me. I saw your loyalty when others turned away, your determination when everyone said it couldn't be done, your faith when everything around you screamed that it was over. None of this went unnoticed. Every prayer you made was remembered, every tear was counted, and every sigh reached my heart. And today is the day I respond to you. Today is the day my glory will show in your life in ways you never imagined. The miracle I'm giving you is more than a simple blessing, it is a full restoration. Where there was sickness, health will come. Where there was lack, abundance will arrive. Where there was loneliness, you will find companionship. Where there was sorrow, joy will overflow. Where there was confusion, clarity will take its place. It's as if I took your life in my hands and rebuilt it from the ground up, but this time with divine materials, with the strength of my eternal word, and the beauty of my perfect love. And now, take a moment to look at the comments and write Amen, because by doing so, you are publicly declaring your belief in my power. Everything the enemy tried to destroy, I will restore. Everything that time seemed to take away, I will return. Everything you thought was lost for good, I will find and bring back to you. And not just as it was before, but better, multiplied, and blessed. But there's something you must understand. This miracle requires you to receive it with faith. It's not enough to just be here. You must reach out with your spiritual hand and take it. Every tear you shed was collected in my heavenly cup. Nothing you went through was wasted. Nothing was without purpose. Today, those tears will turn into the seeds of your future abundance. What the enemy tried to use to destroy you, I am now turning into the raw material for your miracle. Every moment of pain you endured, every rejection you faced, every door that was slammed in your face, each of those experiences is being transformed into divine energy for the new beginning that starts today. I waste nothing. Everything you've gone through has had an eternal purpose, and now that purpose is unfolding right before your eyes. This message you're hearing is not just for you. It's coming through you. I have chosen you to be a vessel of blessing. Think of someone right now, someone you know who is struggling, someone who has lost hope, someone who needs to hear these words just like you did. It could be a family member, a friend, or anyone going through a tough time. You have that person in mind. I know you do, because I've placed their face in your heart at this very moment. When you share my word, 2 miracles happen at once. First, you bless the person who receives it, becoming a messenger angel sent by God. Second, your own blessing grows because the Bible says, "Give, and it will be given to you." A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Sharing my word isn't just a suggestion. It's part of your miracle. It's like planting a seed. You can't expect a harvest if you haven't planted the seed first. This is an unbreakable spiritual law. When you give, you receive even more. When you bless, you are blessed. When you share, your blessings grow bigger and faster. It's not magic. It's the law of the kingdom that works just like gravity. If you let go, it falls. If you plant, it grows. When you share my word, your blessings multiply. It's that simple, and it's that powerful. Share this message with that person who is in your heart right now, because by doing so, your blessings will grow even more. Think about the miracle of the multiplication of the loaves and fish. I took 5 loaves and 2 fish, and when I shared them, they didn't decrease but multiplied. The more that was shared, the more there was. This is the math of the heavenly kingdom, which works differently from earthly math. On earth, when you divide something, it becomes less. But in heaven, when you divide something, it increases. When you share my word, you're not dividing your blessing, you're multiplying it. Your act of sharing activates the second wave of your miracle. The first wave began the moment you heard my voice, and now the second wave starts when you become a messenger of my word to others. It's like lighting one candle with another. The first candle doesn't lose its light, but now there are 2 lights instead of 1. And as these 2 lights spread, the light multiplies. You are not just receiving blessings, you are multiplying them. Now, share this message with your family on your messaging app. Post it on your social media status. Send it to a friend who is struggling, and as you do, remind yourself in your heart that by sharing my word, your blessing multiplies. Your obedience in sharing is like planting a seed in fertile soil, and the harvest will be more abundant than you can imagine. Don't keep to yourself what was meant to be shared. Be generous with my word, and I will be generous with my blessings in your life. And before I reveal all that I have prepared for you, I need you to understand something important. This channel is not just a video channel. It is a digital altar where my presence is always present. Every video I share here is a prophetic word that will change lives, break chains, and open doors that seemed impossible to open. I ask you for 2 important actions that will seal this divine moment we are sharing. First, I need you to like this video, but not just as a simple click. I want it to be a declaration to heaven that you agree with what I have spoken over your life. This like is your way of saying, "Yes, Lord. I receive your word, I believe in your power, and I accept your miracle." It's a spiritual agreement. By clicking this button, you are making a covenant with heaven, agreeing with the decree I've made for your life. The Bible says that when 2 agree on anything they ask for, it will be granted by my heavenly Father. Your like is your way of agreeing with me, and I honor those who stand in agreement. Second, I need you to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. Why? Because what begins today does not end here, it continues tomorrow, next week, next month, and even next year. My blessings for you are eternal, not temporary, and I want to keep speaking to you, guiding you, and revealing each step on your journey. If you don't subscribe, this divine connection is lost. But if you do, you're building a permanent bridge between heaven and your heart. I have words prepared for your future, messages that you will need in the days ahead, and revelations that will continue to guide you. By subscribing, you ensure that every message your soul needs will reach you exactly when you need it. Don't leave this encounter to chance. Don't let the algorithm decide if you get the next word I have prepared for you. Take control, subscribe, because your ongoing transformation depends on staying connected to my voice. Like this video and subscribe now, because every act of faith you make is writing a new chapter in the book of your destiny. Think of it this way. This video you are watching right now is like a doctor's visit. The doctor examines you, gives you a diagnosis, and provides treatment. But you don't just visit the doctor once and never again. You go back for checkups, to see how you're doing, and to ensure you're on the right path. Similarly, your spiritual health needs regular attention. It needs ongoing care, and it needs fresh guidance every day to keep you strong. Subscribing is not just a favor to me, it's a gift to you. It guarantees that you'll never run out of the spiritual nourishment you need. It gives you the confidence that whenever your faith feels weak, when your hope is shaken, or when doubt tries to creep in, a notification will come to you with exactly the message you need at that moment. This isn't a coincidence. It's divine providence, with God using technology to keep His children connected to Him. Every video you watch is a piece of your full destiny coming together. If you watch just this one video and never return, you'll have a part of the puzzle, but not the whole picture. But if you subscribe and turn on the notifications, I will ensure that every message reaches you at the right time. It's no coincidence that video platforms have a subscription feature. I use it as a tool to keep my children in touch with the words they need to hear. So, subscribe now, activate the bell, because what I've revealed to you today is just the first step in the complete transformation I have planned for you. This miracle I offer is not just a single blessing, but a total restoration of every area of your life. It's like I've taken every broken part of your life and transformed it into something new, something beautiful, something far greater than what you had before everything fell apart. My power doesn't just fix what was broken, it changes it into something better than it ever was. Where there was once illness, divine healing is now flowing in. I'm not talking about temporary relief or treatments that just cover up the symptoms. I'm talking about true healing, deep restoration, and a complete renewal of your body. The pain that has lingered for years, the illness that doctors couldn't explain, the diagnosis that felt like a final judgment, all of that is being reversed right now. My hand is on your body, touching every part, every organ, every cell, every system, bringing life where there was death, health where there was sickness, and where there was lack. A supernatural abundance is now being released. I'm not just talking about surviving or scraping by until the end of the month. I'm talking about a life of overflowing provision, about opportunities opening up, and about resources coming from unexpected places. Those debts that are weighing you down, the lack that has embarrassed you, the need that has stolen your peace, All of that is being replaced with abundance. I am breaking the chains of debt, opening doors in the financial world, connecting you with the right people, and creating opportunities that will completely change your financial life. Where there was loneliness, the right companionship is arriving. Not just any companionship, but relationships that will support and build you, not tear you down. If you feel alone, abandoned, or have lost important people, I am preparing new connections. I'm bringing people into your life who will truly value you, love you, and stand with you through the challenges ahead. No one who enters your life will let you down, because they will be people I have chosen for you. Where there was once deep sadness, true joy will arise. Not the kind of joy that fades with circumstances, but the deep, lasting joy that comes from within, the kind that stays even when storms come. That depression that weighed you down, that pain that held you back, that emptiness that nothing could fill, all of this is being replaced with a supernatural joy. I am healing those hidden emotional wounds. I am restoring your ability to truly smile. I am returning the light to your eyes. Where there was once confusion, complete clarity is now coming. You will know exactly where to go. Those decisions that left you stuck, those doubts that held you back, the sense of being lost and without direction, all of that is being replaced with divine clarity. I will show you your next step. I will open your understanding and give you wisdom for every challenge. You will no longer wander aimlessly. You will walk with the confidence of someone led by my hand. It's as if I've taken your life and rebuilt it from the ground up, but this time not with temporary, earthly materials that break down, but with heavenly materials, unbreakable, eternal, and glorious. With the strength of my word that will never fail and the beauty of my perfect love that will always stay with you. Everything the enemy tried to ruin, I will restore and multiply. Everything time seemed to take from you, I will return, but better than it was before. Everything you thought was gone forever, I will find and bring back to you, not as it was, but transformed into something far greater. And now, I want you to activate something powerful. Look at this number 777. In the scriptures, the number 7 symbolizes divine perfection and celestial completeness. When God created the world, He rested on the seventh day because everything He made was perfect, finished, and whole. 7 represents divine completion. And when this number is multiplied by 4, when you see 777, it symbolizes the 4 aspects of your full restoration. The first 7 represents your spiritual side. Your spirit is strengthened, your connection with me is renewed, and your ability to sense heavenly things grows stronger. The second 7 represents your physical well-being. Your body is healed, your health is restored, and your energy is revived. The third 7 represents your emotional state. Your soul heals, your wounds are closed, and your inner peace is established. The fourth 7 represents your material world. Your finances multiply, doors of provision open, and your abundance begins to flow. By declaring 777, you activate the 4 dimensions of your miracle. This is not about numerology or superstition. It's a prophetic code recognized by heaven. It's a spiritual language that moves the unseen world. Just as there are codes and passwords in the physical world that unlock doors and provide access, there are spiritual codes that open heavenly realms and pour blessings into your life. Thousands have already done this, and their testimonies are amazing. Some wrote 777, and in just 7 days, they received the answer they had waited for years. Others wrote 777, and their health radically improved within days. Many wrote 777, and supernatural financial opportunities opened up for them. These are not just coincidences. They are the clear signs that when you act with faith, declaring what I have already established, heaven responds with power. And now, go to the comments and write 777, because when you do, you are activating the 4 dimensions of your full restoration. This prophetic code is not meant for everyone. It's only for those who have the faith to believe that a simple declaration can move mountains. It's for those who understand that the spiritual world is more real than the physical one. It's for those who know their words hold creative power. The Bible tells us that death and life are in the power of the tongue. And when you write something, you give those words even greater power because they are recorded, established, and sealed. When you write 777 in the comments, several things happen in the spiritual world. First, heaven acknowledges your declaration of faith. Second, angels are dispatched to work in the 4 areas of your life. Third, the doors that have been closed start to move, creak, and open. Fourth, the enemy blocking your blessings is forced to retreat as your faith is publicly shown. Your public declaration has a power that private prayer doesn't. When you pray alone, it is powerful, but when you declare your faith publicly, when you write it for all to see that you believe, you multiply the power of your declaration. That's why Jesus said, "Whoever confesses me before men, I will also confess before my Father who is in heaven." Your public confession, your written declaration of faith moves heaven in a special way. The number 777 is not magic. It is prophetic. It's not a charm. It is a declaration. It's not superstition. It's faith made visible. And when thousands write the same code at the same time, something powerful happens in the spiritual atmosphere. It's as if all your declarations come together in one powerful voice that rises to heaven and demands an answer. And I respond. I always respond to faith. I always honor those who believe without seeing, those who declare without having it yet in their hands, and those who activate the miracle before it appears in the physical world. This is your moment to activate all 4 dimensions. This is your moment to declare your full restoration. This is your moment to write the prophetic code that heaven is waiting for. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Don't miss the chance to seal your multidimensional restoration with a bold declaration of faith. The miracle you've just activated carries exponential power. What does this mean? It means that when you share with others, your blessing doesn't shrink, it multiplies. This is the math of the heavenly kingdom, which is completely different from earthly math. On earth, when you divide something among many, each person gets less. But in the kingdom, when you divide something, everyone gets more, and that includes you. Think about the miracle of the loaves and fish. I took 5 loaves and 2 fish, and when I shared them, they didn't decrease, they multiplied. The more that was given, the more there was. In the end, not only did everyone eat until they were full, but there were 12 baskets left over. It started with almost nothing, but ended with overflowing abundance. And the secret was in the sharing. If those loaves had been kept to themselves, there would have only been 5, but by sharing them, thousands were fed. This same spiritual law applies to the miracle you are receiving. If you keep it to yourself, it will remain in the dimensions you activated. But when you share it, when you spread this word to others, your miracle will multiply in the same way. It is a law of the kingdom that cannot be changed, even if I wanted to, because it hath been set since the beginning of the world. Whoever gives receives. Whoever sows reaps. Whoever shares multiplies. So I ask you now, do you know someone who needs their health restored? Someone struggling with money, someone who has lost their joy in life, or someone who is lost and doesn't know which direction to take? You already have that person in mind. I know you do, because as I speak, I am placing specific faces in your heart. People you care about, people who are hurting, people who need this message just as much as you did when you first heard it. Share this message with them now, because when you do, your own blessing doubles, and you become a messenger of my word. Don't just share the link, add a message with it. Say something like, God led me to send this to you. Believe it's for you. Watch it fully. It will change your life. By doing this, you are combining your faith with the message. You are transferring and minding. You are carrying blessings from one person to another, and I reward my messengers with double blessings. When you share my word with someone, you don't just bless them, but you open a new dimension of blessing in your own life. It's as if every person you share with is a new door opening in heaven. Share with 3 people, 3 doors open. Share with 10 people, 10 doors open. The math is simple and powerful. Your act of sharing activates the second wave of your miracle. The first wave began when you heard this message and activated the 4 dimensions with the prophetic code. The second wave starts when you become a distributor of my word, passing it on to others. The second wave is even more powerful than the first, because not only do you receive, but you also give. And when you give and receive at the same time, you create an endless cycle of blessings that keeps growing. Think of a spring. If the water just flows without anything to carry it, it overflows and is wasted. But if it keeps flowing, it remains fresh, renewed, and abundant. You need to be like this spring. Receive from me and pass it on to others. When you do, it will never run dry, it will never run out, and it will always stay in a constant flow of blessings. Don't hold on to what you've received. Don't keep for yourself what was meant to be shared. Remember, this miracle wasn't just for you. It came through you to reach many others. You are a link in a chain of blessings. If you don't share it, the chain is broken. But when you share, the chain continues. It strengthens, and it reaches wherever I need it to go through you. Be generous with my word, and I will be generous with my blessing in your life. I know your heart is shaking right now because my words are touching the deep wounds you thought no one knew about. But I know them all. I know the pain you hide behind your smile. I know the sadness that comes to you in the quiet of the early morning hours when no one else is around. I know the emptiness you try to fill with so many things, but nothing seems to be enough. I know every invisible scar on your soul, every memory that makes you tremble, every fear that holds you back. And I want you to know that this channel exists to constantly remind you that you are never alone in your darkest moments, when it feels like the whole world has turned away from you, when you feel like you don't have the strength to carry on, and when loneliness grips you so tightly it hurts. In those moments, here I am. I have always been with you, and I always will be. This channel is one of the ways I use to reach you, to speak to you, and to remind you that I am always present in your life. Every video I upload is not random. These are specific words for the exact moments you will face. There are messages prepared for the difficult days ahead. There are words ready for that important decision you will soon have to make. There are revelations stored for when you need direction the most. Everything is timed perfectly. Everything is divinely planned. Everything is prepared with eternal love. So I need you to do two things now. First, like this video. Dislike is your response. It's your way of saying, "Thank you, Lord, for not forgetting me. Thank you for knowing me so deeply. Thank you for caring about my unseen pain." This simple act of gratitude opens more doors of blessing in your life, because I delight in blessing those with thankful hearts. Gratitude is like a master key that opens the heavenly treasures that remain locked for those who are ungrateful. Second, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. Don't do it for me, do it for you. In those times when you need to be reminded that you are not alone, you will get a notification on your phone with the exact words your soul needs to hear. This is not just a coincidence, it's divine providence. It's my loving care ensuring you are never without the strength you need, that you will always have the right words, and that you will never be lost. Like and subscribe now, because your faith deserves constant nourishment, and this channel is the permanent bridge between heaven and your heart. Think about how many times you felt lost, unsure of where to go. How many times have you looked up at the sky and asked, why? Where? How long will this last? How many times did you feel like giving up because it seemed like I wasn't listening, like I didn't care, like I had abandoned you? But I never left you, not for a single moment. What you thought was absence was actually my quiet presence, working behind the scenes in your life, arranging things you couldn't see, moving parts you couldn't understand, preparing blessings that were beyond your imagination. And now, through this channel, I'm giving you a glimpse of what I do behind the scenes. Every video is a window into the spiritual world. I'm showing you how I work, how I care, how I provide. I'm teaching you to recognize my hand in your circumstances. I'm training you to hear my voice even in the midst of the world's noise. You need to hear this message carefully, for it is no accident that these words are reaching you right now. This moment is no coincidence. Do not disregard what I am about to share, because it is far more important than you may realize. Your soul is under attack. There are forces at work that you cannot see, but they are relentlessly working to tear you down from within. This struggle is not a new one, but it has escalated. Your mind is being weighed down by thoughts that do not come from me. Your heart is under assault, and there is a battle raging in the spiritual realm. Even though you cannot see it, I see it all. I know everything. Nothing escapes my gaze. You've felt it, haven't you? That sense that the atmosphere around you has thickened, become heavier, that something isn't quite right, though you can't put your finger on it. You felt the pressure in your chest, the fog in your thoughts, the emptiness in your emotions. You've put on a brave face, trying to hide the turmoil inside from others, but I see through that. I see your soul. You've been surrounded by people who smile at you on the outside, but inside, they harbor envy, criticism, and wish for your downfall. You've been embraced by those whose love was only a mask for hypocrisy, and it has hurt you deeply. You are sensitive. You love with sincerity. You trust without hesitation, and you don't understand why it hurts so much when you've done no wrong. Listen closely now, because you are not imagining things. This is not an exaggeration. There is a spiritual war being waged against you because there is a great purpose within you. The enemy does not target what poses no threat. If you are feeling pursued, confused, or pressured, it is because there is something within you that shines brightly. There is a calling on your life. A seed of destiny has been planted in you, and the enemy is trying to destroy it before it can take root. He has used people close to you, harsh words, rejections, and betrayals to try and weaken you. He has attempted to convince you that you are alone, that no one cares for you, that no one loves you, but that is a lie. I have been with you every moment, even when you felt completely alone. Do you remember the day when you locked yourself in the bathroom to cry, hoping no one would see your pain? That day when the hurt was so overwhelming that it felt like it was suffocating you. I was there with you. I saw you. I have never taken my eyes off you, not even for a single moment, when you sat in the darkness and whispered, "I can't go on anymore." I heard that cry from deep within your soul, and even though you couldn't see me, I held you close. The strength you found to keep going on that day didn't come by chance. It wasn't luck or coincidence, it was I, your God, who drew near to you and gave you the strength to rise again. Now listen carefully, for I have something important to tell you. Someone you love dearly, someone who is now with me in heaven, has been crying out for you. Their soul is at peace, but their love for you still burns brightly. That love has brought them into my presence, where they have spoken your name. They have asked me to watch over you, to speak to you, to ensure you don't lose your way in the midst of this battle. It's not that this person has the ability to reach you on their own, no. Only I have power over the invisible. But I have allowed you to feel an unease in your heart, a sense of urgency, because there is something you need to hear now. Not from fear, but from mercy. You thought you were losing faith, that the fire that once burned in your heart had gone cold, but I assure you, it is not dead. It has only been covered by the ashes of pain. Today, I am here to blow upon those ashes and remind you who you are. You are not just anyone. You are my child, my son, my daughter. I created you with a purpose. I gave you a name, and I have not finished with you. Even if everyone turns away, I am still here. Even if you don't understand the trials you've been through, know this: none of it has been in vain. Every single experience has been part of a battle that carries eternal rewards. That's why I tell you today, do not give up. There is more ahead for you, and a time of restoration is drawing near. But first, you must awaken. It's not just sadness you feel. It's not merely physical weariness. It's a spiritual siege, an attack on your identity, your faith, and your destiny. If you do not awaken, if you do not rise in my name, the enemy will take advantage. That is why I have come to speak to you today, to open your eyes and show you that you are not alone in this fight. With you stands the God of the armies, the one who fights for you when you feel like you can't go on any longer. Stay with me. Hear every word of this message carefully, for your soul is hanging on it. Don't let this just be another passing word that fades from your memory once the video ends. This may very well be your final chance to hear my voice with clarity, to step once again into my purpose, and to heal from the pain deep within. My son, my daughter, listen closely. I have never stopped speaking to you. I have never stopped calling your name. Not for a single moment have I ceased loving you, even though the world has tried to make you believe that I am silent. I am not like man who loves one day and forgets the next. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. And if I am speaking to you today, it is not to condemn you, it is not to accuse you, but to lift you up. I know you have stumbled many times. I know the guilt, the shame, and the weakness you felt. But despite it all, I am still here. I love you with an everlasting love. I have never given up on you. I am faithful to my promises. I do not speak in vain. Every word I speak is filled with power, and it will not return empty. Do you remember the promises I made to you? Even if you've forgotten them or thought they were lost in time, I have not forgotten. The purpose for which you were created is still intact, still standing. The enemy has done everything to pull you off course. He has sown seeds of confusion, used people and circumstances, and even your own mistakes to make you question everything. But today I speak to you and say you still have time. You can still return to the secret place where it all began, where you first felt my presence, where you cried out to me and knew, deep within, that I was holding you, without words, just love. My purpose in coming to you now is not to bring guilt, but to lift you. It is to take the heavy weight off your shoulders that has become too much to bear. It is to bring joy back into your heart, to paint a smile on your face once again every morning that you seek me. I want you to live, not just endure. I want you to breathe deeply and say, God is with me. I have nothing to fear. My love for you is infinite. It has no boundaries. It is not determined by your actions or your failures. I want you to experience this love deeply, fully, without hesitation. I want you to feel my love flowing within you like a river rushing through your dry soul, healing you from the roots. Understand this. I have never abandoned you. I have never forgotten you. Not a single moment has passed, whether day or night, that I have not been watching over you. Even while you slept, I kept guard over you. When you wandered aimlessly, I followed you. When you cried without speaking, I collected every tear, holding them close like precious drops in a jar. To me, none of your tears were ever in vain. I carry you in the palm of my hand, where no harm can touch you, where you are sheltered under my shadow. Even if you can't always sense my presence, even when your heart feels clouded or heavy, my protection surrounds you. Trust in this truth, for there is no other truth that can support you the way mine does. I hear your cries, my son, my daughter. Every prayer you whisper, every word you speak in faith, no matter how faint, I hear it. I do not overlook your pleas. I do not allow your words to pass by like empty sounds. No, when you speak with faith, even if your voice trembles, I lean down from heaven to listen. Every morning when you wake and say, God, help me today, I hear you. Even before you utter a word, I already know what you need. But I take joy in hearing you speak. I am delighted when you reach out to me, because in those moments, you draw closer to me, and you open the space for me to move in your life. Open your eyes now. Look at the day I have placed before you. Take a deep breath. Don't focus on the things that haven't been as you planned. Focus on my presence. I am right here, right now, as you read these words, not just as a passing thought, but as a living God who is with you. My spirit surrounds you, and I am whispering to you. Do not be afraid. I am with you. I rejoice when you come to me with trust, when you stop hiding your weaknesses and simply present yourself as you are. I do not require perfection. I desire surrender, a willing heart. You know I hear you, don't you? You know because you've experienced it before. You prayed, and something shifted. You cried in solitude, and peace settled over you. Today I want you to trust in that once more. I want you to hold on to this truth and live each day anchored in it. I answer your sincere requests, not always in the way you expect, but always in a way that is for your good. My wisdom surpasses yours, and everything I do is full of purpose, with deeper meanings and layers that you may not see yet. It moves me when you pray for your loved ones, when you call their names in prayer, asking for their healing, their peace, and their salvation. You know why this is so powerful. Because, in times of hardship and pain, you choose to look beyond yourself and love others. And that love mirrors my own. That's why you touch my heart, because I see my reflection in you. I see in you what I placed within you from the very start. That's why I'm speaking to you now, because I know who you are, and I know what you can become if you take my hand. This is the moment. This is your calling. Don't let yourself become distracted. Don't ignore this message. There is more I need to reveal to you. I know the thoughts that have been consuming your mind these past nights. They haven't been fleeting or trivial. They have been heavy burdens, weighing down deep into your soul. You felt like no one truly understands the depth of the load you're carrying. You've tried to appear strong, to show that you're handling things when, in reality, you've been broken over and over again. You filled the silence with noise, external voices, endless activities, and distractions. But when everything else fades away and you're left alone with yourself, the anguish returns, the anxiety rises, and that feeling of emptiness becomes overwhelming. I know, my child. I know everything. Even when your lips stayed sealed, your soul cried out in secret. I heard that silent cry that you could not even put into words. I've been with you in those moments when no one else noticed, when you were lying awake in the early hours, staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep, struggling with thoughts you couldn't make sense of, wondering if everything was truly lost. In those dark times, I did not turn away from you. I did not distance myself. I drew closer to you than ever before, even when you couldn't feel it. You need to realize that what you're experiencing right now is not just a bad phase. This is not just another difficult time. What's unfolding in your life is part of a spiritual battle, one that requires your attention and your trust. The emotions you've been wrestling with, the internal struggles, the attacks on your self-esteem, the heartbreaks in your relationships, everything is connected to an attempt to destroy the treasure I have placed inside of you. There is a light within you, a divine spark that I ignited, and there are forces doing everything they can to extinguish it. They've tried to make you believe you are worthless, that your life has no purpose, that no one truly cares about you. But none of this comes from me. I do not speak from a place of condemnation. I speak the truth. And the truth is this: you are of immeasurable value. I have placed eternity within your soul, and despite what your circumstances may shout at you, my plans for your life remain unchanged. You are not drifting without direction. Every step you've taken, every step, even those that felt like mistakes, has been woven into a larger plan that you may not yet understand. Nothing in your life has ever been outside of my control. Even in those moments when you thought you had failed beyond repair, I was still there. I was opening doors, shifting scenarios, aligning circumstances to guide you back toward the purpose I've set before you. There is no shadow you've hidden in that I have not illuminated, no dark thought that my grace hasn't covered. I have been speaking to you through everything, through situations, through words from others, through deep silences, and even through your own pain. Because even in suffering, I have planted seeds that will one day bear fruit. I am faithful to every promise I've made. I do not speak in vain. Every word I have spoken over you is alive and active. Your story was never meant to end in defeat. There are chapters of your life that haven't even begun yet. I've designed you with intricacies and details that even you don't fully understand. Within you, I have deposited gift, sensitivity, strength, compassion, purpose, all created for a specific time, and that time is drawing near. But before you can see this manifest, you must recognize that without me, you can do nothing. That is the key to unlocking what is still closed. That is the surrender that activates the supernatural. When you stop resisting and choose to trust me completely, the purpose I have in coming to you is not to promise an easy life, but a life that is filled with meaning. I want to paint a genuine smile on your face every morning, not a forced smile, not a facade, but a joy that springs from deep within your soul. The kind of joy that doesn't rely on your circumstances, but on my constant presence in your life. I see how hard you try to start each day with hope, and I am moved every time that, despite the fatigue, you choose to keep moving forward. I am here, watching over you, strengthening each of your steps, even when they may feel awkward or uncertain. My love for you is boundless, not fragile like human love that shifts with the days. It is not conditional, nor is it shallow. It is deep, eternal, and pure. I want you to experience that love, not just as an abstract thought, but as a real, tangible presence in your life. I want you to feel it as warmth in the cold, as light in the darkness. This love is the foundation of your healing. It will mend every wound, rebuild every broken part of you. I have never left you, and I will never leave you. This is not just a comforting phrase. It is an unshakable truth. I hold you in the palm of my hand, and there is no force in existence that can take you from me. Every time you thought you were about to fall, it was my hand that caught you, even when you didn't realize it. My protection has been over you in ways that only time will reveal. Trust in this truth, because your emotions are fleeting, they change, they confuse. Trust in what I have spoken. My words are as firm as the foundation of the earth, and you can build your life on them without fear of them failing. I hear every cry, even the one so faint you could barely whisper, "Help me." I take it as a whole prayer, and my ears are never closed. My heart is not far from you. I draw near to those who seek me in sincerity, and I allow myself to be found by those who approach with humility. My response may not always come when you expect it, but it will never be indifferent. I will always act for your good, even if you don't understand the full scope at first. It touches me deeply when you lift up prayers for your loved ones, when you bring their names before me in prayer, when you cry out for their salvation, their healing, their protection. That kind of selfless intercession has the power to move heaven. You are not praying in vain. Every word spoken in genuine love is like sweet incense before my throne. Do not underestimate the power of your prayers, because they carry more weight than you can imagine. You have been planting seeds in the spiritual realm, and soon you will witness the harvest manifest in the visible world. I am here, and I have not been anywhere. I have not abandoned you. Even when the voices within you try to tell you otherwise, remember these words: there is a work I began in you, and I will never leave it unfinished. I have watched every step you've taken, every decision made in fear, every path you've walked, uncertain whether it was the right one. Not everything has been clear or easy. Many times, you felt driven by circumstances far beyond your control. There are wounds that were not your fault, scars in your history that appeared when you were at your most vulnerable. But despite all of that, you were never discarded or forgotten. What others saw as failure, I saw as an opportunity. What seemed like the end was, to me, the beginning of a profound transformation. I am fully aware of the process you've gone through. Everything you've experienced hath been seen from heaven, not with indifference, but with a deep longing for your restoration. Over time, you created ways to protect yourself. You built invisible walls, hid your emotions, wore a mask of normalcy. While this was your way of surviving, it also took away the chance to truly feel. You stopped dreaming the way you used to, stopped believing without hesitation, and closed off your heart, afraid of being hurt once again. I know this well. I understand the story behind every silence, the reasons behind every wall of distrust. I do not condemn you for it. On the contrary, I want to free you from that burden, because the life I have designed for you is not one based on fear but on fulfillment. I do not want you to continue on your journey with a fragmented soul, carrying old pain disguised as indifference or coldness. In the midst of it all, I have seen that you still hold a spark of hope. Even when the fire seems to have faded, there is still a flame within you, hidden beneath the weight of disappointments, waiting for a new wind to blow over it. I am that wind. My presence carries the power to rekindle what you believed was dead. You do not need to understand how it will happen. You only need to allow my presence to touch those areas of your heart you've kept hidden. Do not be afraid to reveal your cracks, because it is exactly there that my glory will shine the brightest. I did not come for those who believe they are perfect. I came for those who acknowledge they have lost their way and long to begin again. You have been surrounded by voices that have left you confused, full of opinions, judgments, and comparisons. You have felt insignificant against the standards of this world. But I am here to remind you that you are more than enough, just as you are. You've questioned your worth when you've watched others move ahead, when you've seen opportunities slip through your grasp. You've wondered if you're invisible, if anyone sees you for who you truly are. But know this: you are not invisible to me, and you never have been. From the very beginning, I saw in you what no one else could. I do not look the way men look. They judge by outward appearance, but I see the heart. And what I have seen in you is tremendous potential to love, to influence, to change lives that is still unfolding. Don't measure your value by what you have not yet accomplished. Everything has its season, and I am perfecting what I began in you, with patience and purpose. I am not calling you because you have all the answers. I call you because you are an integral part of an eternal plan that is moving forward. I call you because your testimony will reach people, because there are lives that will be set free through the very freedom you will experience. There are doors you will open for others. Chains will break when you rise up. The enemy has tried to keep you in a state of passivity, making you believe that nothing will ever change. But that is a lie. Seasons change, and pain does not last forever. New beginnings are ahead, and I am preparing you for them, not so you arrive weak, but strong, fortified within. I have allowed you to feel pressure, not to break you, but to show you what still needs healing. Through the struggle, your need to rely on something greater than yourself has become clear, and that is grace. While the world teaches you to hide your weaknesses, I teach you to bring them before me so I can transform them into strength. I am teaching you to walk with stability, even on shaky ground, not to be swayed by what you see, but to stand firm on what you know I have said about you. Don't walk by emotion, walk by conviction. Walk with the certainty that I am guiding your every step, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Now is not the time to give up. You've come too far to turn back now. The journey had been long, but it has always been filled with purpose. While others may not understand your journey, I fully understand it. I allowed it because it is leading you to a greater purpose. Although you may not fully understand the details right now, there will come a day when you will look back and realize that it was worth every moment of perseverance. You will see that not giving up was the right choice, that every tear sown in faith has borne fruit, and that every dark night was necessary to bring you to the dawn that is now approaching. Keep moving forward, because there is still much more I need to reveal to you. What lies ahead is different not because the circumstances will change, but because I am transforming you in ways you cannot yet see. You are not the same as you were before. You have grown. You have learned to discern, to stay silent when in the past you would have spoken hastily, to stand firm when before you would have run. This growth has not happened by chance. It is part of my work within you. I am making you stronger, more stable, wiser, and full of discernment because what is coming requires all of these qualities. There are times when silence feels endless, when you are seeking a clear sign but cannot find one, and the unease within you grows, slowly turning into doubt. You question if your prayers have been heard, if your tears have been worth anything, and if your voice is getting lost in the noise of the world. The questions keep multiplying inside, and before you realize it, your soul begins to feel heavy, as if you're walking through life with no hope, as if what you've been waiting for will never come. But what you don't see is that while you're waiting, I am working in the hidden places where you cannot perceive. You are not stagnant. I am at work within you. There are processes that require silence not because there is no answer, but because the answer is still being formed. Some battles are won in the spiritual realm before they manifest in the natural world. Not everything can be resolved immediately, because some things can only be fully understood once they have been allowed to mature over time. What you may perceive as a delay, I see as preparation. What you interpret as rejection, I often use as protection. There have been things you wanted that I didn't allow, not because I'm ignoring you, but because they would have disrupted the work I've been carefully building in you. Not everything you desire is beneficial for you, but everything I've planned for you is good, pleasing, and perfect, even if it doesn't make sense to you in the moment. I have never overlooked your efforts. I have seen how you moved forward even when every part of you wanted to give up. I've noticed how you remained silent when you were provoked, how you chose forgiveness when you had every reason to hold on to anger, how you reached out to help others even when you were the one in need. I've seen every small act of faith, every word of encouragement given when you felt empty, every time you got back up after stumbling. None of this has gone unnoticed or been in vain. These are seeds you have sown without even realizing it, and the day of the harvest is closer than you think. Even in your darkest moments, when you thought there was no way out, spiritual tools were being activated within you, and now those tools are beginning to awaken.